Alright, now after being rudely interrupted by my telephone, we are back to Chrysanthemum Tea. And let's pick up exactly where we left off. Rena ran off to the shelves in the fortune shop to admire the shallow pieces of jewelry. Your friend is easily excitable. She's only like that when it comes to jewelry. By the way, is the jewelry even worth as much as you claim? The cloaked girl leaned over to me and lowered her voice. Don't tell anybody. You're quite clever. Believe me, you have no idea how many scams like this I've seen. It's not a scam, it's business. A corrupt business at that. Are you still going to avoid looking directly at me? Are you still going to avoid looking directly at me? Excuse me. Shop policy. To avoid revealing your appearance? I guess you could put it like that. I give up. Cloak Girl hopped off to tend to Rena's list of endless demands and criticism, so he knows his friend is about to dump a bunch of money into sham jewelry, and he's not doing anything about it. Good job, Theo, continuing to be a douche. Which leaves me alone. Okay, we got two options here. We can go outside and let them shop, or we can look around the shop. I vote for look around. The shop's concept is actually interesting, yet there are so many things questionable here. I analyzed the furniture that was placed in the shop. The design of the shop was very minimalistic. The only thing that was actually of interest here is the large table at the front with a misty blue orb and the shelves that were suspiciously covered by those curtains. It doesn't look like anybody bothered to tidy up this shop either. The previous encounter with the spider supports that claim. As I was reminded of the spider, I turned to see what it was doing. It stood very still. It looked like it hadn't even moved 1 inch. From the jar, I shifted my attention to the orb next to it. What? I ran towards the orb, which drew both Rena and the other girl's attention. I noticed some sparkling rays of white swirling around the crystal orb. It moved back and forth in a random yet slow manner, like thick milk flowing inside of a bowl. However, this orb had a distinct difference. The whites inside the orb started shimmering in contact with the little light that even seeped into the wood, and it seeped into the room, and there was faint light red shimmering at the edge of this orb. The simmering faded as if it wasn't there once the light wasn't shining anymore. Excuse me. Gotta get my mouth together for this one. I can't criticize the editing and the writing if I can't even read it when they're doing it right. I then realized that Rena had been staring at the orb too, and that a little bit lower. My headphones are really getting it right now, so a little bit lower. I then realized that Rena had been staring at the orb too, and that Cloak Lady was the one who closed the curtains that let the light in. What was that? Those are some cool special effects. Why, thank you. It's one of the main attractions of the magical crystal ball. Why don't you let light in here? It will make the orb stand out. It only looks cool if the orb acts like that once in a while. It won't be as special if a lot of light came in. The lack of light also gives a mysterious vibe, doesn't it? This better be going in a really dark direction, because they're being really they're leaning so hard on the fourth wall here. I don't know where they can take it. Isn't that supposed to be a shop secret or something? Her hand went to her mouth when I pointed that out. Oh no! She didn't giggle softly, but I noticed that Rena was still gazing at the orb. Rena, are you okay? There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that orb. Yeah, because it was just special effects. Are you alright? You seem a little disturbed. That's nothing really. Theo, I'm leaving now. I think we spent enough time here, right? What about the earrings you wanted to purchase? Just send them to my address. Bye, Theo. What was that? Hold on. Let me go back. Do that again. That was the oddest transition in an EVN I've seen to date. Wow. Wait, I don't know your address. That was awkward even for me. I hope Rena is alright. She seemed disturbed by the orb. It's alright. I'll give you her address. Yay, another successful order. Oh, I think you left something at the bar last night. What did you find? I think I still had that hairband with me. I checked my pockets and finally pulled out the large peach hairband. Why would you be carrying it around with you, man? There's no reason for you to have it in your pocket. So that's where it went. Why would you leave it there? Don't you need it to tie up your hair? I don't wear the same bauble every day. I must have taken it off and forgotten about it because I was angry at you. In that case, you probably don't need this. I'll return it to you tomorrow. Hey, give it back. I need it. You better come and get it then. You better come get it then. Hey, don't run away. Yes, this is very productive and a sure sign of your adult nature. The girl jumped up to snatch the bauble from my hands, but to no avail. Once she finally came close enough. Gotcha. I pulled off the hood that was covering her head. Oh my. She looks like, what's her face? Well, by what's her face, I mean every possible anime girl since the Moe era began, but yeah. The first thing that caught my attention about her was her vibrant blonde hair that glowed under the sun. Her wavy hair was tied up with another replica of the bauble that she tried to snatch from me. How can you tell that? She stared at me dumbfounded as I stared at her. Her face looked exactly like an innocent child's. What? She caught me off guard and snatched the bauble from me. Yeah, she's just a picture of innocence right now. You didn't have to go through that much trouble just to see how I looked like. I finally snapped out of my trance. You're not a child. Does being young at heart count? This whole time I was wondering whether your owner was crazy for hiring a child. Okay, she's clearly not a kid. Again, prominent line there in the chest area, but whatever. She was half a head shorter than me, but she should be around my age. Are you okay? You still look shocked. She snapped her fingers in front of my eyes, looking genuinely concerned. I realized I had been holding my breath until now, and I shook my head. I don't get it. You're not a criminal. You're not a minor. Why were you so insistent in hiding your identity? Like I said, we're supposed to dress in cloaks. Yes, but you never looked up at me or Reno once we were talking to you. You're trying way too hard to hide your appearance. It's not like you're ugly or anything either. Aw, you think I'm pretty. That's so sweet. I rolled my eyes. Does she always have to find some way to avoid my questions? I never said you were pretty. Dude, you're the... I'm checking off the Sandira box. You're officially the biggest Sandira in the game. And the biggest douche. Aw. That doesn't answer my question. Let me think about it. Now, how am I supposed to trust what she's about to say? It's probably because you think I'm a child when you saw how I look. I could already interpret that you were a child by your actions. Do you have to refute everything I say? If you want to lie, you might as well come up with a believable one. What's the real reason? And that's the real reason. If you don't want to believe me, then don't. I'd go with the latter. However, it doesn't look like I can get anything out of her. Whatever, I gotta get going. So you just came back to see how I look like? How I look like? I guess that's right. Yeah, why not? You were acting far too suspicious, so I used the headband as a way to get you out. No, that's not what the dialogue said. The dialogue said that you were holding that around. Unless the transition was you leaving, then my head hurts. If not, you would have kept that hairband? Of course I'll return it eventually. It wouldn't have been an urgency then. Fine. Bye, Theo. I hope to see you again. I really hope not. I briskly walked back home. Rena and that girl made me forget all about the work I had to get done. I never managed to catch her name, yet she figured out my name. She must have heard Rena mentioning it. Why should I care? I probably won't meet her again. Until it was somewhere deep down, I knew I would meet her again. I still remember that day till today. He might have been really grumpy, but there was something about him that reminded me of... No, I can't say. I hate being like this for this long, but what other choice do I have? I'll have to wait and see because I have no control anymore. So, I finally figured it out. Figured what out? All this time you have been hiding from me the secret. All this time you have been hiding from me that you were a bartender. It's no big deal. I need to work for some extra money anyway. You know that your father will pay for anything if you're suffering from debts, right? We've had this conversation before. I don't want to talk about it. Fine, suit yourself. I just don't get why you would hide about your job. Odd sentence there. You know, you're a bit. Hey, Karina, you forgot. What, you again? I just said that I was going to meet. Okay, let me try that. I said that I was going to meet you in a bit, so why are you suddenly popping up again? I just wanted to. Not right now. Wow, somebody is raging today. I'm telling you, I'll get the books from you later. Okay. The girl slowly stepped back away from her before breaking into a sprint. What? What was she going to say What was she going to say might have... Okay, it's the question mark that was throwing me off there. What she was going to say might have been important. Nah, she keeps popping up when I'm in the middle of talking to anybody. It was getting kind of irritating. As I was saying, you overact about problems and you get angry by the slightest thing. You just demonstrated that just now. Sometimes it's scary even talking to you. God, that transition in the eyes, that was interesting. Alright then, I won't talk about your job anymore until you mention it. That's awfully considerate of you. Oh please, Theo, you underestimate me sometimes. What did you think about that shop yesterday? Why do you suddenly ask? I just wanted to know what you thought about it. It was strange. The cloak girl was extremely annoying. That's about it. You did stay back for a while in there. What were you doing in there? Don't tell me. You finally come over to the dark side. Heh. In your dreams. I don't see anything in those shiny ornaments. Like I said, I had something to deal with back there. If you didn't buy anything, then what could you have possibly done there? Think whatever you like. It's fun watching you be so cryptic all the time. It gives me something to think about. As much as I would love to guess what you've been doing, I have to go home now. I'll see you later then. I walked down the street, thinking about the list of things I had to do at home. I replayed the events that happened at school in my head. What was it that Rena had said to me? You know that your father will pay for anything if you want to. Let me get that right. You know that your father will pay for anything you want if you just ask him, right? Yeah, she said. Yeah, says she, the girl that has a whole army of people to do whatever she says. I have warned her before not to take advantage of the luxury her life offers her. I'll be back later. Dad, wait, I can. Damn. Why the heck does he keep leaving? What's going on here? I'm telling you, Dad is ignoring me on purpose. He hasn't even batted an eyelid in my direction since Monday. You're just being paranoid, Theo. Don't you have work to do? Yeah, sure, let's go with that. What hope do I have when my parents are this childish? I'm not even completely sure what's going on anymore. I walked past that rundown jewelry shop but paused a moment to look at it. I took another look at the odd conditions of this shop. On second thought, maybe there was a reason for the shop to be maintained this poorly. It attracts others' attention. Some people will end up being curious about why a jewelry shop is kept this badly compared to the other apartment buildings in the vicinity. However, that still does not excuse how the interior design of the shop is left. I wonder how well that shop is doing. What am I doing? I just said I had things to be doing at home, and yet I'm still staring at this shop. However, I couldn't shake off the feeling that something was amiss about this shop. Taking a deep breath, I walked past the shop and towards my home. Great, I'm back. Now I have to get some studying done. I took out my economics textbook and scanned the pages. Oh man, there are a lot of topics that are going to be tested. I should probably catch up if I don't want to fail another test. Who could that be? I looked at my handphone and saw the name Karina. Hello? Theo, where are you? Home. Why? Is your telephone working? No, I got rid of it. Huh? Why? I couldn't pay the bill, so I got rid of it. Nobody ever called... Wait. Okay, cell phone. I'm guessing it's the cell phone. I couldn't pay for the bill, so I got rid of it. Nobody ever called that number anyway. Why are you asking? I got missed calls from your parents. My parents? Why are they calling you? They might have tried for your telephone, but it doesn't work. Did you talk to them? I left my hand phone at home, so I couldn't pick up their calls. Why didn't you tell them about what happened to your telephone? I know you're not living or talking to them anymore, but shouldn't you at least let them have some way to contact you? I didn't think you'd be that selfish and irresponsible. Look, I'm sorry for any trouble I caused, Rena. I do admit that I have been irresponsible with this. You should be apologizing to them, not me. Alright, I'll call them later. Make sure you call them, okay? Fine. I don't know what your problem with your parents are. I don't know what your problem with your parents is, but I'm going to repeat this one last time. You can't run away forever. They're your parents. You can't solve your problems with them by completely avoiding them. I know you're a logical person. You can figure out things with them. Sure, Rena. Thanks for your concern. My parents. No wonder I haven't been receiving calls from them. It might look stupid to Rena how I've been handling this problem for a while. Part of me knows that she's right, yet I can't help it. I don't have the heart to move on. There wasn't a really large problem which split us apart. I guess it was small things throughout my life. We've had disagreements and it slowly created differences between us. But, Dad, what's that? I bought this airplane just for you. Whoa, really? That's so cool. It would have been really expensive though. I don't mind. It's all worth it just to see you get what you want. But still, there has to be a cheaper way to make airplanes. Why can't we make a paper plane? I'm not sure. Those things won't fly as far as this one. Dad, I love this plane and I'll play with it later, but let's make a paper plane together, alright? I saw people making it on TV and it looked so cool. Sure, why not? I don't have work for the net. Thanks, Dad. Let's go. What happened then? Why didn't Dad like me making paper planes anymore? What happened to that toy plane anyway? Yeah, it just sounds like you're just an irresponsible brat of a child. Wow. What happened to Dad? I don't want to think about it. I thought I'd half-hourly revised from my textbook. Is this just another attempt to get away from us again? I'm just glad I'm going to go to college somewhere far away from here. It's not like I've taken a course completely unreasonable. I just don't like how you do many things without telling us. Since when do you care? Since apparently the entire time you've been alive. Whenever I at least try to tell you something, you're never around. I checked the clock. It was about 8 p.m. I don't think I can concentrate on studying anymore. I might as well call my mother now. And yeah, it looks like he's gone strongly into slice of life territory, so we'll put a pin in it here. And when we come back, we will pick it up with the call to Theo's mom and dad. Wow, this is going to get really dark or really lighthearted in the next few chapters. So we'll see which way this one goes. Till next time.